Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to show you the operation and function of your RV absorption refrigerator. Now, this one is a Dometic. Dometic and Norcold are the standards. There's Furrion and a couple others out there, but this is the operation of a strictly absorption refrigerator, which is the most common in an RV. So stick around, I'll show you guys what's going on. So today I'm going to be showing you on a Dometic RM2652. That's fairly standard. It's the two-door refrigerator, top freezer, bottom refrigerator. If you ever see a two-door refrigerator like this, it's always freezer on top, refrigerator on the bottom, or sometimes you'll have the bigger ones which are the four doors. Now some are starting to go strictly residential, but in the RVs, for the RV world, we use absorption refrigerators. So first things first, you want to turn it on. You just look at the little pictures there. It'll show you, in is on, out is off. And then over here we have the auto, check, and the gas. So once again, we just follow the picture. If it's out, that's strictly gas. We push it in, the auto light will come on. And then the check light is strictly for propane. So for all extents and purposes, auto is your best friend. So it's electric first, and then if you lose electric, it will automatically go to propane. And then if you get the electric back, it will automatically go back to electric. So the best way to tell is look at the microwave light. If the microwave light is on, that tells you you have 110 inside the coach. And so that tells us auto is going to work on 110 first. We disconnect it from 110. Will automatically go to propane, and then when we plug it back in, automatically goes back to 110. So we open the door here, there's really not much going on. You're going to have your refrigerator light right here, and then we have your cooling fin coils. This bolts up to the cooling unit, this gets cold, and then just kind of radiates in. Same thing for the freezer up here. This right here, those bolts, that's what bolts the cooling unit to the carcass of the refrigerator. That's going to get cold and radiate in. So they say it takes about 6 to 8 hours normal operating temperature in the refrigerator, because this is just going to permeate in and cool all that down. But once you turn it on, within probably the first hour or two, this back wall should be nice and cold. And I mean, not just, oh yeah, it feels cold. I mean, you'll feel it. I mean, it'll feel like, blocking ice back there. That's how you know it's starting to get cold. Me, I have a little meat thermometer, something that reads 0 and below, or at least 0. Throw that in there, close the door, and then when you open up, that'll tell you exactly what temperature that is. Because I don't know about you, but me, I can't tell what temperature this is. I can tell that's cold. But is it, 40 degrees? Is it 48? Is it 35? So when in doubt, a little meat thermometer, throw that in there. That'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Now, if we come over here, you're going to see this little guy. So that there's your thermostat. That is basically the thermostat for the refrigerator. They put that little colder, warm temperature, but that's just a placebo effect. And I got this from the horse's mouth. They put that on there, so if you slide this higher to get it colder, down to get warmer, you're gonna think it's getting warmer or colder. But in all reality, it doesn't do anything, because the control board for this is already set at the temperature. And I wanna say it's something like, I don't know, 35 degrees, something like that. But what you do need to pay attention to, and this is a super secret trick, if your refrigerator is freezing up, like freezing your eggs and your milk, and it's becoming a freezer, it's a thermistor issue. One day it went bad, but most of the time, it's come off the fins. So if it comes off the fins, there's nothing to tell that thermostat that this thing's cold. So it's just gonna get colder and colder and colder. So every absorption refrigerator is going to have a thermistor. This is Dometic, so they put them on the sides, but Norcold, kind of the same deal. it's going to be on the fins. Some of them, the higher end Dometics, I've seen them put them up here, and they actually mount them to the ceiling of the refrigerator. And in that case, I mean, it's set in place. It's not, you don't have to worry about anything. All right. Now, you're going to ask about this little climate control switch. That basically is for higher humidity areas, and that's going to heat up the whole perimeter of the whole carcass to prevent condensation buildup. Or, you know, be a condensation in there, it's going to freeze up. You're going to get ice on the back wall, or you'll get ice built up here on the fins. So, me personally, I like to leave it off. It's just a big battery draw, but I've always worked on the West Coast, so it's really not that humid. It might be a different story, you know, in the Southwest or something, or, you know, the Southeast. Leave a comment, let me know. Let me know how the East Coast fixes RVs. You know, I'm just a West Coast boy. Okay, so the absorption refrigerator works by heating up the aquamillia solution that becomes a gas, and then as it goes back from the gas to a liquid, that's what causes the whole cooling effect. Yay, physics. But what we got to do, I mean, it'll work just fine on 110, but it can't work that great on propane if we have air in the lines. So first thing you want to do is bleed off the air, or at least make sure you got good flame. So I always go to the stove. Stove's the fastest way to do it. So we've already turned on our propane. Let's go to our burners. You can do all three. That third one I don't think works. But as long as we got good flame here, we got most of the air out. I'll usually go and run the water heater and the furnace to get pretty much all of it out, because the refrigerator gas valve is very susceptible to the oil in the propane, which kind of gums that up. So it takes a long time for that gas valve to get propane through, especially if it's been sitting for a while. So you bleed it off here, then we go ahead and fire it on auto or gas, and we'll go back outside and see what the flame looks like. Okay, so here we are on auto. We'll unplug it from 110, jump down in here, see it ignite on propane. That's 110 first. We unplug it from 110, automatically goes to propane, plug the 110 back in, automatically goes back to the 110. That's auto for you. So when in doubt, just listen for the flame. If you can hear it, because sometimes you can't see it, because you gotta look in there and get it from the right angle. But if you hear that roaring flame, and it's put your ear right up to the access panel, you know it's good. So that's the case. You got the air bled out, it's working, you got it on auto. Now when you're ready to go camping, just unplug everything, pack it up, plug in and take off. This thing's gonna be nice and cold by the time you get there, because this will operate on propane as you're driving down the road. Thanks for subscribing. See you guys next time.